You guys are tuned in. Episode 60 of the Best of Rivals podcast. I'm Jordan J. Will, as always, and I got my boy D Bev in the building. Um, D, we have kind of been on a little break, so we haven't talked about it, but I'm hopping right into it because when it happened, I thought about you. Obviously, thought about how much of a scum you and your ilk are. All that money you got over there, illegally spending and doing all type of stuff. How do you feel? These allegations that
Yeah.
City has supposedly um, been financially unfair for like the past 10 to 11 years. Is it correct?
Since the UAE inception, yeah, basically. Um, Listen. So first and foremost, the overreaction from like social media, just in general, like that's normal, that's expected, right? Everyone thinks like the second that news came out that Man City should be like banned from the league immediately, and
Yeah.
everything that we've ever done is just now void. And that's just not the case. I get it. All you other smaller clubs, you really wish that you won the league that one year, or you like, we just got top four. It didn't happen. Unfortunate. But yeah, you're not going to just rewrite history with a couple of allegations. Now I know it's more than a couple of allegations. Um,
Yeah, it's like
n-
it's like over 100, I'm pretty sure.
it's over 100 charges, um, which is not good. It's not like
That's
it's a good
absolutely
thing.
crazy, bro. One thing in football, when they charge you with something, it's like 20 counts of, it's something crazy. It's never just
And
one or two. It's very
and you know
excessive.
why? And it's because it's been happening the investigation was over a course of 4 years,
Yeah.
and the investigated years were like 14 years. So
Yeah.
that's why it's so many. It's just like the same thing, but every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So listen, I've never cheated on a test. I've never cheated on a girl. I've never cheated in a video game. I've never
Yeah.
cheated in a sporting event. I never cheated on anything in my entire life.
Yeah.
Whether you believe me or not, TikTok. Um, so so I kind of come from the place of um, I don't condone any sort of like foul play,
Yeah.
cheating, manipulation, and I don't. It doesn't matter if it's my club or not. I
Right.
just don't respect it at all. So,
Okay.
however, and by the way, I do think if we are found guilty, we should be charged. We should be punished accordingly.
Yeah.
However, the players are not at fault. The managers are not at fault. The 99% of the staff are not at fault. When you're dealing with these types of allegations, when it's like on the financial side of the business, you're,
Yeah.
you're talking about six, seven, eight people that maybe know out of an entire organization. So all the stuff that we saw on the pitch, the Aguero moment, that doesn't now go away. You know, should the fans be like, should they just dissipate? Should we find a new team? Of course not. So I think it's a massive overreaction. Let's see what happens. The reality is, it was a 4 to 5 year investigation.
Yeah.
It's going to take another 2, 3, 4 years to get to a conclusion of this anyway. So let's just stop. It's a big story, but one, it's not something we haven't really heard before. We hear this stuff about Manchester City all day long,
Yeah.
and the reality is, we're probably again. I don't know if this stuff has happened or not, but if some of these charges are found to be true and upheld, we probably will face some sort of you know, we probably will be like reprimanded, but it's probably going to be like a fine and maybe like a transfer ban. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We're not going to get relegated to the lower leagues. Like it's not going to
Right.
happen, bro.
Right.
It's literally not going to happen. And if it does happen, then we're going to record. We're going to replay this moment with just me like tears.
You,
So
you you know, I hear you on all that, and I gotta agree with you, bro. Like when the news drop, like yeah, I'm damn Daniel, they're in trouble again. Here goes City once again with some bullshit. That's what y'all do over there. Y'all just foul frauds. I don't know, scum. But it wouldn't feel good to me taking your titles away and then giving to somebody else that was in second place. Like when I saw other fans of different clubs, saying it will be Liverpool this year or United this year. I'm like, no, that's a false title, asterisk. I don't like those.
yeah,
I want it through the mud, through the grit, you know, hard fault. Like I don't want those given to me off of we don't like this team right here, so we gotta punish them. Like, no,
Exactly.
I'm good.
Exactly. And I think one of the biggest issues with that sort of like ideology of sure, let's just erase their history and say whoever was second place wins.
Yeah,
It's like th- we were never the biggest spenders anyway. Like what we're charged of is a lot different than like what we're actually seeing on the pitch, right? Like there's clubs that literally over like you know do a whole bunch of overspending. Typically, we typically profit every single year from transfers alone. So all these charges are very minute. They're very like behind the scenes stuff that you and I
yeah,
wouldn't even think to care about. So yeah, I think overall it's just a massive overreaction. And you know, if we do get charged, and again it's upheld, it is what it is. Again,
yeah.
I don't respect any sort of cheating, any sort of foul play, any sort of manipulation, any sort of like behind the scenes crap.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the club is, including mine. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, Aguero still, scored the last minute goal. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And
It still stands.
and check it out. Right. Check it out. I think those allegations were so important to what happened to Arsenal. That 3-1 defeat, against City, bro. It was just like Pep was motivated, KDB was motivated. Holland came out and said, "I'm about to give me a goal." Like they balled out, bro. The whole team just looked like a little hungry, and they son Arsenal once again. I believe 11 times in the Prem, where they haven't beaten City.
Yeah.
That is a smack in the face, and give me this title. You guys aren't ready for it yet. And what do I always say? It's the same old Arsenal. It's the same old Arsenal, bro. They not ready. Head of the
What?
curve. I give it
What?
to them. Special team. They will be
Yeah.
there. They're ahead of the curve, bro. Looking at them in the midfield, they were struggling, getting ate up.
Yeah.
Defensively, Gabriel, like, what are you doing, getting ate up?
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it, bro. Like, I just saw a different side of City. But y'all need
Well,
to watch out for us too. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
Cause like
listen.
it's a three-headed race at this point. Like it's not just your title. You're in the first place in the driver's seat, but the way Ten Hag is doing, come on, man. We'll get to us, but
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, listen, you're making a lot of valid points. I think we saw this sort of revitalization of Man City, I think, due to the
yes,
allegations, but we really saw it in the Aston Villa game. The way we wanted it. We just look like a completely different team, moving the ball a lot faster, all the type of stuff that I was talking about that we were doing wrong ever since the World Cup. So that was the start of it, and then Arsenal kind of just they caught us at the wrong time. Let's just be honest. They're in bad form. We
yeah.
started to pick up our game. However, we've been talking about this, Jay. We have always been asking the question: how long can Arsenal hold on to this form? How long can they go? And the reality is, for that first half of the season, we didn't think there was anything that anybody could do with this Arsenal team. However, when injuries come, then we get to see,
Hey,
you know,
Jesus, like, come on.
sure, you just mentioned, it's a 3 horse race, and I get all that, and I think based on the numbers and the table, it is.
Right, it is.
However, the biggest difference between a Man City and then the Arsenal and Man United situation, you guys did not do enough in January to supplement your squad. So the reality is, you guys are playing way too many games to even consider. Well, you think guys are going to just start winning games? It's the Premier League, bro. Every game is difficult. And the reality is, we can rotate. You guys can't rotate and win games consistently. Arsenal can't rotate and win games consistently. You guys have to play your best players every single game if you want results. And the reality is, we don't. And I think that's the biggest difference. And that's why I think this game is so important psychologically, because Arsenal knew we're playing literally the best football we can possibly play every single week. And we knew we're literally at 60%. And we just turned it up to 65. That's all we did. Imagine we get to 90. Jay, I
See,
genuinely believe,
that's what you always say. You say, "Imagine if we can get to like this." I want to
but we
see
do.
City. I want to
We
see
do every
City
single
right now.
year. We
No,
do
no,
every single year.
no. We have not seen City at that point with. Well, I guess maybe earlier in the season with Holland, you guys were. It was peak scary, right?
Yeah. At times, but we still
But
were
but but
playing. We were
right,
eighty
right. But
percent. We were
but
eighty
then it
percent
faded
back then.
away. It faded away.
Yeah.
You started losing key players. Stuff. It just didn't start hitting the same.
And now we're back.
Now you're back, right? But we
Yeah.
want to see how consistent it's gonna be.
Jay, I think
Um,
it's over. I'll be
think
honest.
you
Listen,
think it's done?
Jay, I'm typically like super pessimistic when it comes to this type of stuff.
Yeah,
I genuinely believe that game just
yeah.
solidified it because now they're not even worried about just us, and now they're worried about you guys too. And
I
bro,
I
yeah,
I give
yep,
you that because when Jack starts scoring goals,
that's when you know we're chilling.
it's
You know, when Jack Grealish is having a good stretch of games, bro. Like what? We're chilling. We're like, bro, we literally experimented against Arsenal and still won. Right, bro, we're good. You know what I mean? I think we've kind of got to a place now where I think it should be smooth sailing. I did see that earlier on in the season. It didn't happen, but you know,
and you're trying to get Mason Mount as well, so you're monitoring the situation with Chelsea. If he
we're,
leaves,
I did
sit.
not see that. We're trying to get Mason Mount.
Hey, you guys are monitoring the situation,
All
bro.
right, let me call up Pep. Let me make sure he doesn't do that deal. Are you joking? Does he want us to lose the? Bro, he wants us to get relegated. That's crazy.
Bro, just think about it. Not a yeah failure. Not a no. He's won a Champions League, so I can't call him a failure. But
No, it's not a failure. He's just. Here's the issue,
bad,
Jay.
bad. I guess decline to his career right now in Chelsea.
It's
Right? It's like kind of non-existent. We don't know what's going on, but he's still young. He's still very very young, and there's quality there. We all know that. No one's saying that Mason Mount is a bum. I think our biggest issue, especially mine, I'm speaking for me right now, honestly, is the overhype.
that's
The
all it
overhype.
is. That's all this.
Because
That's all this.
there's
That's
another
all this.
player on Chelsea as well who's overhyped and overrated and overpaid. Enzo. It's just like they all have a common thing, bro. It's you pay him too much, you expect too much, and then you get disappointed. And I'm telling humble you. So I think if he comes over to City possibly and plays with Pep, who we know, we all know, is very like you gotta listen to me. You can't go out like my confines and then try to do your own thing. It's listen, develop yourself. Who knows, bro? Who knows?
No, it's not. First off, that's not going to happen. If anything, we were going to get our next big target will be Bukayo Saka. To replace Mahrez, 100%.
And
That's the next one.
he would never leave Arsenal for City, bro.
We're,
That's just
they're literally talking about contract right now, but he hasn't signed. He
what
hasn't
what
signed.
what would be the
He only has
purpose?
like a two.
What would be the purpose of that?
Jay, what do you mean? Jay,
You're
do you see
playing at
what?
Arsenal right now, who's on like we all see they're well on their way to being a great club, and it's
Jay,
London,
stop.
bro.
Jay, stop for a second. Stop for a
You're going
second,
to
okay?
Manchester City?
No, no, stop for a second. Stop for a second, okay? He just witnessed. Remember here, Arsenal are this is the best opportunity they've had to win a Premier League in 20 years.
Okay.
He just witnessed as the probably the best player in their team. He just witnessed a transfer window of Kivior, Trossard, and Jorginho. Are you joking me? Why wouldn't he leave? Because he sees that his team, that his upper management, that the owners are not dedicated to winning.
Hey, solid
That is
point,
the
bro.
number one reason. So this whole, I think he's got a year left out on his contract. So he's got the 6 months this year and then another year. Um, bro,
Yeah.
why would he not? The question is, why would he not come to City? Like, do you think? Let's say Arsenal doesn't win this year, right? When's the next time they're going to win? We're still the best, one of the best teams in the world. Manchester United is coming. Then maybe they're not here just yet, but my goodness, you guys are ahead of schedule. Chelsea have bought every player under the sun. You know they're going to be better next year. Liverpool's going to revamp for next year. Newcastle's at the infancy stage of their era,
Yeah.
bro.
Spit
I
it,
can,
bro. Let's get it.
bro. You know Brighton's going to sign some unknown god next summer. I can keep going. Like, are you bro? Arsenal are in a position where they need to win this season, and that January just destroyed it. And here's the thing: you talked about you guys being in a title race. I think you guys would have been if you guys took care of January. But who was your signing? Wout Weghorst as a £3 million loan, and a panic. Let's be honest here: a panic in in Sabitzer. Like, Jay, you guys did not take care of January, and as a result, I don't think you guys can win the league just because you guys don't have the depth. Again,
Yeah.
same thing with Arsenal. They saw that what you saw that they missed Partey. You saw that they missed Partey against us, and you saw that they missed Jesus against us.
Yeah.
So
Um.
it is what it is, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't see personally a player like Saka who's at a position in his career where he's like the main man on the squad. Um. He has a case for that on
Yeah,
Arsenal. there's really no point to him for him to go to City where he's not the main man anymore with other players. Like,
I don't know, Jay. I don't know. Imagine we pay him maybe 250,000 a week
okay,
to be our starting right winger. Again, we ship out Mahrez because it just looks like his time at Man City is coming to an end.
I mean,
I still like him, but I think it's
I
coming
know
to an end.
I know it's happened before, but has there been like a player of his magnitude doing a move like that at this stage in the season, like ever?
What do you mean?
So he is what the best probably winger in the Prem right now on a contending team.
And then I see in the next season going to the rival kind
Yes,
of
the
thing.
rival
Yeah,
essentially.
I mean, you talked about the whole Van Persie thing all the time. I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, even
Yeah,
Alexis
but
Sanchez.
that's later on though. Like you know what I'm saying. Van Persie established himself way before that.
So you're saying like a younger player coming up?
Yes,
Okay, I
exactly.
see. I see.
Saka's
And
young. Saka's mad young, bro.
you know, he is. And it would be kind of weird if we stole him, but again,
Yes,
it's not our fault that you guys aren't that Arsenal aren't getting the contract signed. That's
like imagine dead ass. What Messi, Barcelona, Madrid, and then somehow
yeah.
Madrid's like come over, we'll get you,
When
and they
he's like
grab him.
23, yeah, yeah, yeah.
23.
I see what you're saying. I mean,
Yeah,
it would be crazy. However, again, you have to prove why Saka. You have to convince him to stay.
that's true
Because
too.
again,
Yeah, that's true. That is true, bro.
and
Like
if Arsenal aren't doing it, it is what it
yes,
is.
now I love that you made that point because like if his Saka standards could be, I want to win, I want to compete, because I'm the
Exactly.
best and my team's the best, and if Arsenal isn't giving him that, he might go to the best thing in that city.
Yep. And you have
Um,
to remember, a lot of these English players, they're in the back of their mind, they're thinking, how can I get into the England squad? How
yes,
can I start on a regular basis? So when you
yes,
see Rashford scoring goals, sure, he's doing it for Manchester United. He loves the club. But in the back of his mind, it's like, yep, I'm securing my spot on that England team. And I think Saka, there's competition at the right wing spot. You see Sancho, see him getting back to form a little bit.
yeah, he's getting there a little bit.
There is some competition there. Foden, obviously. So if Saka can go to a team and win consistently,
Yep.
that England, you know, experience for him is going to be very, very good. So I think there's a lot of reasons why he could come to Man City. Again, Mahrez is getting older. Mahrez to a La Liga or to a Serie A does make some sense in the summer. So I don't know, just something to consider.
Yeah. Um, I do love that you mentioned Rashford. I think you know why. It's all mental, folks. It is all
Yeah,
mental. We go into Spain, bro. We go into Spain.
like it was your home.
I
Was
won't even say it like it was our home, but like we've been there before. We putting our feet on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Shoes off. I might even go in the kitchen and get me something to drink. Like
yeah,
that's the type of feeling it was, bro. And I was
Jay.
very impressed with Eric and the guys because I was nervous. This is the famous the famous Camp, was it Camp now Camp Nou?
Yeah, not a bad pronunciation for you, Jay. Good job. Good job.
I'm getting there with these
You're studying.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm studying, folks. But yeah, it's very tough. We all know it's tough to play in, and we have a very very messy history with, not even trying to play on words, but
Pun intended.
messy history with Barcelona. Seen them in the Champions League. They put us out the finals a couple times. Um, we just know what comes with that, and it's Europa League, bro. So that's another factor. Like, do we take it serious?
Yeah,
And you obviously saw that it felt like to me a Champions League game. Like
yeah,
the Europa League thing went out the window
yeah,
first like 20 minutes, bro, because they were throwing bows. It
yeah.
was like, I mean, honestly, bro, I couldn't ask for more. Like I
I
wanted a W,
yeah,
but like I don't think the result we got was good enough for me because
yeah, 100.
Barcelona
percent
played that well offensively, like straight up. It was attacking us every second. We made
Well,
mistakes.
what's so weird is like you said like it's a Champions League like setting or atmosphere, and the reality is based on name. Yeah, that's what those two teams are. They're Champions League level teams, right? But
United, Barcelona.
but at the end of the day, in terms of like their squad, they're just not there. They're not Champions League level to that degree, in
But
my opinion.
but
Like
they do have Champions League level players at different positions.
they have some talent, but it's
It's
not like
scattered.
those Champions League teams, bro. it was from 1 to 11. You know what I mean? You had guys, bro. You guys are
Yeah.
playing Wout Weghorst at the number 10 going into Camp Nou. Like, bro, that's crazy. And here's the thing. This is what we talked about at the very beginning. You guys look comfortable. And maybe that has something to do with Ten Hag. I think it also has to do with the lack of sort of aura around this Barcelona team. You know, you tell me those guys are the best guys in Spain. Like, I'm not trying to downplay your result. I think you guys got a fantastic result, but we're not going to sugarcoat this. This isn't the Barcelona that we all sort of think
Oh,
about.
absolutely not. I'm gonna speak on it. Like, let's get it. I was very very excited to play these boys because you know they are the talk of town in Spain, the best club with Madrid, but they're winning in La Liga right now. They typically do this, and they have these youth in their midfield or forwards as well, who they claim is like the next greatest thing
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Xavi and Iniesta and shit. Like, calm that down, because I'm looking at Gavi, the dude. I don't like him. That I figured out who my guy is now.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
I've
okay.
got him.
I was
I've
gonna
got
say, I
him.
was gonna say, because listen, I was actually thinking about Gavi today, and I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? He would be fantastic in the Premier League. He would be
Oh, he would
fantastic.
ball out. He would
He would
ball
be
out.
fantastic for Liverpool. Think
He's the
about Liverpool,
best,
dude. He's built for the Prem, bro. He really listen.
bro.
I'm not like some massive admirer like I am maybe Jude, maybe you as Musiala, but like
Yeah,
I I know you don't know the fact that you just said like Gabby, it makes sense. He's your Nunes to me,
exactly.
type of thing.
Yes,
It makes
yes.
sense. It makes sense.
And
But
I don't want, like, obviously the talent's there. I see it. I'm not even denying it. Like, the dude, if he's on your club, your team, you love him.
yeah,
He's that type of player. But when you play against him, you hate him, bro. He's just going around hitting people on their shins, overly aggressive. Like, I get
yeah,
you want to win, and that's your playing style. But I don't know, bro. In terms of talent, he's kind of careless sometimes. He's reckless,
yep,
chaotic. The type of player that I don't like personally.
yeah,
So it's a little bit more to it than just like me not liking his antics. Like, the dude, the way he plays, it's not my style of play.
yeah.
Um, and you know he won't be playing next round.
Oh, he's
Uh,
suspended. Oh, he got a yellow. Okay, I
he
see.
got a yellow, and then
That's
Pedri as
big.
well.
Pedro's injured. Yep.
He's injured. It's not looking too hot for him right now, man. We went in
And
there and we did what we had to do for real.
exactly, exactly. And you know what? So if I'm thinking about it, unless they change the away goals, their worst result needs to be a 3-3 at Old Trafford, if I'm not mistaken. They need to score 3 goals, and
Just
even
to
if they tie, even if they
right.
tie, then they win. So I don't know. I don't see them. Yeah, I don't see them beating you guys, bro. Especially at Old Trafford. Now maybe and you guys are getting Martinez back. Yeah,
We get
yeah.
Martinez, Sabitzer. So that means thank, whew, man, thank you to the creator for not putting. Well, hopefully Ten Hag realizes this, but Fred does not need to see that pitch, man. And
Yeah,
and I mean this in a very kind way, in a very good way. He's not a bad player, but playing a team like Barcelona,
can't do it.
you can't do it, bro, because the dude was just, it's not there. He's
Yeah.
missing passes, just not on it. Like, the speed isn't there,
He's
slightly off.
he's kind of like El Neni for like Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like he's clearly a good professional,
Yes,
but
exactly, right.
but there's levels, and it's unfortunate for him. It's really not his fault. Like because
Yes.
We know what Fred's been for the last 3 years,
Yep.
so it's not really his fault. But like there's just not enough depth in the team. Plus
Y-
there's injuries. It's tough. It is what it
That's,
is.
bro. It's crazy. He is that player you put in simply because, like you said, so and so is injured. So I
Yeah.
need me a professional footballer that can play football.
Yes. Yes.
I know that may sound crazy,
No,
and
but it's
but
real. It's real, and
it's
it's
real.
crazy. What's crazy? Those types of players cost 30 million. It's crazy,
Yes,
but
he can
you
he
know,
can do a 1-2 here and there, but in that game is what I'm telling folks,
yeah.
against Barcelona, against PSG, these caliber of opponents, he's not that player. He's gonna cost us a game, and he almost did it against Barcelona today. I saw it countless of times, bro.
Do you quick question? Do you get rid of him for next season? Because I think there's going to be a big overhaul in the summer. Is that a player that you get rid of? Maybe get 25, 30 million for him, or is this a player like you know what? He's a good professional. He loves Manchester United. let's just keep him in the rotation as like maybe the fourth, fifth choice midfielder.
I think Fred has played, I guess, enough games at United to be kind of given. I don't know. You look into him a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, if the
Well,
opportunity comes where you can get some, it's like how much are you getting for Fred? I don't know how much you're getting for him, bro.
well, listen, you bought him for 30. I
Right?
think you can get 25, 30 for him. I definitely think you can. Because here's the thing, Jay. First off, he's not terrible. Like it's not like every game he plays is a bad game. He has some really good games at times, and he does a job in certain areas. I think the biggest reason maybe you keep him is because it seems like he's happy to be on the
And
bench.
and that's why I was gonna like him and Casemiro. Like he's been playing at United. I think what 50 over 50 appearances now.
Oh,
Like
more than that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's
For
like he's
sure.
approaching like crazy like achievements with the club. And if you want to hold respect to that and be true to that, you would keep him around because like you said, he's a quality football player.
Yeah.
Like we're not saying he's terrible, but like he shouldn't be in those moments.
Yeah.
And I hate that it comes to him when we don't have our midfielders in play. Like it shouldn't be that. We got to do better though. We're still lacking in situations like that because this it isn't a guarantee we're gonna beat Barcelona next week. There's no guarantee.
No guarantee at all. I mean, if we know anything about European football, bro, anything can happen. You know what I
Like
mean?
I don't know where the goal's gonna come from on their squad because Lewandowski shot, bro.
No,
I'm
he's
I'm
not. He
declaring
look
it.
he looked decent. He
He
looked
looked,
decent.
bro.
He's not shot. No, no, no way he's not. No, Jay, that's
So
crazy. That's kind of
so
crazy. He's not shot. You would take him. You would take him
by
today. You would take him
Lewandowski.
tomorrow. Yeah, you would
How
take
old
him
is he?
tomorrow.
Like 32, 33?
Yeah, it's like 33, 34. He's doesn't matter. Bro, he's
I'm
still
not
moving. He's still moving well.
bro. So I don't know. I don't know, D. I'm looking at him, bro. It's like a step too slow.
Oh God, come
Like
on.
it isn't Byron Lewandowski, bro.
Oh,
He's
come
smacking them.
on. No, he's having a great season. He's having a great season too. No, 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 no. Listen,
Look,
I,
if he converted on that chance, it would be what 3-2 Barcelona right now.
yeah,
Early on in the game, but you know what I'm saying, like moments like that where we remember with him, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, he's cracking those in, bro. But now I don't know, he just doesn't look,
I mean,
not to me at least.
it's one game, Jay. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm down to hate on every single La Liga player there is. I'm so down, but
I'm
I can't get to the point with
not
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski,
No,
bro.
no, no, I can't get to the point. I've watched him like maybe 4 or 5 times this year,
Yeah.
bro, and he's like clearly the best player in the team. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, hey,
it's
chill,
kind
chill,
of tough.
chill, chill, chill. Frankie
Who's
has
my?
a come on, Frankie has
I
a
do like Frankie.
yeah,
I do.
yeah. And Ten Hag wants him too. He keeps fucking praising him every time he gets a
He
chance.
probably met him in the tunnel. Like, hey, remember me? I was trying to get you this summer. Frankie probably blocked him on
Bro, hey, no,
everything.
he's coming, bro. You just saw the game we had against him. We put him in that position. Oh, it's cooked.
Maybe we'll see. Um,
Rashford.
oh yeah, and we didn't talk about Rashford. Listen, the reality is Ter Stegen should not have gotten beaten at the near post. However,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
facts.
the reality is this: regardless of that situation, that is a confident finish from a confident player, and when you're confident, those types of goals go in. It just is what it is. This guy Rashford, listen, I don't want to gas it, right? He's
Right,
had
right.
16 good games. I don't
Yep.
want to gas it. But the way he's playing right now, if he can do this to the end of the season, we're talking about a real player here, bro. A real player. Like define because I don't think he's gonna I think he might slow down in terms of like production,
Yeah,
but I think the confidence of this stretch that he's on
yeah.
will carry over to next season and the seasons to come.
Marcus is what, like 20, 25 now?
He's got to be 25 now. Yeah, yeah.
He's like 24, 25. Yeah. So
He's been a young player for his whole
yes,
career.
exactly. So he's at the point of his career right now where I think he is the player he is going to be the player, you know, he's probably ever going to be.
Yeah,
Um could have like a 30-year-old point where it's fine wine, he's balling out. But I think
yeah,
right now this is the Marcus Rashford we're getting. And bro, he's like to me, he's not gonna affect the game like all the time.
for
It's not
90
gonna
minutes.
be
It's not.
right.
Yeah, yeah. He's not a 90 minutes player. He's a moments player.
Yes,
and yeah.
So it's a little weird. Like he's banging in these goals, but is he affecting the game in a way where it's like the whole team is just running with him, or is
Well,
he just
this
coming in like you said, as a moment?
this is a great conversation to have, Jay, because if we remember just 10, 20 years ago, a guy like Van Nistelrooy, he's not.
Mm,
No one's talking about him like, is he
rude.
affecting the game for 90 minutes? No one's
Yeah.
talking like that. It's only because of now we talk about the press and we talk about that number nine
Mm,
dropping deep, working with the midfield,
yes.
spinning. There's so much to this whole striker game now that, bro, just 10, 15 years ago, bro, we're not talking about these players like that. So I think it gets to a point where, like, listen, what Rashford is doing is what he's getting paid to do, which is score goals.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly. Yes. Hundred
and,
percent.
and as a result, should we mark him down because he made a couple bad passes? Maybe, but like, I think you're right. This is the Marcus Rashford we're going to get. I think his heading is massively improved, but other than that, his a lot of his game's quite limited, bro. Like, he's not very good unless he's in the final third. His decision making is actually quite terrible,
Right.
generally speaking. But when you have like three chances in a game and you score a goal or two, that's all you need to do.
Like
You know?
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Marcus Rashford is like the very very low version, and I mean this in a very respectful way because I know it's gonna people are gonna be like, what the hell? Can't believe it. But think of Mo Salah in Liverpool,
Yeah,
and when
hundred
they're
percent.
dominant and balling,
Yep.
that's his ceiling right there. He's gonna be that type of player.
I,
But
I I
but
agree with
but
that comparison completely.
right. But then as soon as the ship starts to fail or there's a tweak, what happens?
Yeah.
Non-existent, right?
Yep.
That's Marcus Rashford, bro.
I
So it's
I,
like,
I think so. I think so because what we've talked about with Mo Salah, Liverpool needs to build that team around him, or else he won't be as productive. I think that's the
yes,
same thing with Rashford, bro.
100%, bro.
And
We
and
see
and,
it.
and that's why you see Rashford like, yeah, like everything just is about him. Long balls, getting him behind. It's all about feeding Marcus Rashford, even though he's a lot of time playing as a left winger. And you're not
Yes.
feeding the striker. So it's just, uh, you know, I think Ten Hag is sort of the magician here in terms of like, oh, he's realized who his players are,
Oh,
he's realized what he can do, and he's gone with it. Bro, what I've said about Ten Hag, bro, I remember too. We beat you guys at the Etihad,
okay.
and I said from that moment on, one, this guy Ten Hag's the real deal, and two, you guys are gonna get top four guaranteed. And I think at that point, you guys, it was like, oh, maybe Liverpool, maybe Chelsea, maybe Tottenham.
Yeah.
I saw it, bro. I'm not saying he's the best manager in the Premier League. I'm not saying that because it's
Whew.
too early. It's too early. But he's clearly been the best manager this season. No question, bro. This guy is a genius. What he is doing is ridiculous, Jay. You guys went from Ollie, Ragnick, Ronaldo, Maguire. You went from all of that to this guy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You guys,
Bro.
you guys are in a title race, bro. Like, technically, you guys are in a title race. It's
Hey, we got a
crazy.
final. We got a final coming up, bro. We're doing big things,
You
man.
got you guys have a
Uh,
final coming up. Bro, if he wins that, I'm sorry. I don't care what he does for the rest of the season. I don't care
dude,
if you guys lose every single game for the rest of the season.
dude,
If he wins you guys a title, wow.
I I genuinely want to sit down with Eric Ten Hag one day
We'll get
and
him on. I'll reach out.
bro and talk about football and just pick his mind and his brain. Because when it comes to a manager and I guess implementing his plan with a team, obviously I think a Pep pops in my
Yeah.
head right away because
Yeah.
we just know what he does. Um, Sir Alex Ferguson, right?
Yep.
But then Jose Mourinho,
Jose
like
Marino. Yep.
these
You-
these type of managers.
Defined identity, defined style of play. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Ten Hag, bro, he's coming to these homes, these opposing homes, and he's like, "This is what I'm doing,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's
It's
putting his players in position where when they mess up, they really got to go take a step back, redevelop, and then he's like, "All right, here you go. I'll give you the keys."
yeah. You know what's crazy? We heard all day long about Ali's man management, how he's so good with the players, and how
Yes,
everyone likes him. When reality is, like, half the players hated him. We don't hear anything about that with Ten Hag, right? We hear like
none.
tactician, we hear genius, but bro, I bet all the players love that guy. I bet they love him because even the players that aren't starting week in week out, even McTominay, who we haven't even heard of since since December, right? Because they just have to respect him, bro.
Bro,
They have to respect him.
he has like man, he's came to United and basically like revamped so many careers. Aaron
Careers.
Wan-Bissaka came in with the squad, with the club, and balled out for a little bit, but then took a fumble, and people
Yep.
kind of started doubting him. He has put on a stretch where he's been amazing, bro, like really, really good. Luke Shaw, another one,
Yep.
gets constant criticism for not being consistent and whatnot. Bro
Nice,
has
but
been balling,
yep.
balling since then. Jaden Sancho,
Yep.
a talent we brought for a lot of money, has struggled, played good but struggled. Goes out for some, unknown treatment, and best of him, good for him. We're still trying to see where he's gonna get at, but it looks promising.
Yep.
Even the situation, I know we people don't want to talk about it, but with Greenwood, I
Yep.
think Ten Hag is approaching the situation the right way.
Yep.
He reached out from reports, checking in to see what's going on, and but still gonna let United wait and see,
Yep.
what they're gonna do with the process. These are all positive things for a good future.
Yep.
Have not seen a manager do that at United
Yeah. It's
since the
been
great one.
yeah, yeah. I 100% agree. I mean, we could. There's even more players, bro. I mean, we could even talk about obviously the Rashford Renaissance. Bruno looks like he's being a little bit more consistent. I mean, it's just
Yes.
all. It's just across the board, bro. Um, but yeah, I mean, if again, I think this season, I think it's kind of done in terms of Premier League. But
Yeah.
bro, don't get me twisted, bro. Next season, I'm scared. I'm scared because I think you guys are coming, bro. I think you guys are coming, bro. And you know, like again, Chelsea have got have bought the players. Newcastle,
Chelsea.
Newcastle summer is going to be everything. Liverpool might be back. Arsenal might add a couple things. Tottenham's Tottenham. Brighton, there's a couple. But bro, Manchester United, bro, I think you guys are going into a position where next season you guys are going to legitimately compete for the title. Legitimately.
Oh,
Maybe not
100%.
as a
And
favorite, but maybe second.
no, and that's only because, we are definitely going in that transfer in the summer, getting the best players. And you want to know why? Because we get new ownership. We
Yeah.
getting that good money, that
Yeah.
real royal money.
Yeah. Jay, Jay, listen. And I was talking about this. Actually, I was talking with somebody in the comment section about one of the videos.
Yeah.
You wait, you wait, just maybe 2 years, and watch all the fans talking about your money not being legitimate, your transfers not being legitimate. Jay, watch if this Qatari owners come in and they buy your club,
Hey, we want
you
them. We
watch,
want them, bro.
you watch.
And
This is
you want to know why? Because Eric Ten Hag does not. I mean, he doesn't stand for that. He just doesn't, bro. He's not
you act
gonna
like
allow
Pep
that.
does though. You act like Pep does though.
No, I
Like
know Pep doesn't, and
yeah,
I agree with Pep when he said like, I trust my club. They would
yeah.
never do me like that.
yeah,
I'm like, I feel you, Pep. Like,
yeah, yeah,
for real. I think Eric Ten Hag is the same way, bro. I know it
yeah.
might be some, you know, naysayers that don't want, this being bought from the Qatari, but I want it, bro.
Well, I mean, I think the big thing is, and I think the biggest question
It's a
here
lot
is,
of
okay,
money,
well, there's a couple things going on, right? So number one, you guys need new owners. That's
right?
number one.
Oh, we don't want the Glazers,
No, they've obviously disgraced your club. I mean, just that's what it is. I think the biggest issue, though, I think you guys should not go to another extreme, right? Because obviously, they need to leave, but
right?
that doesn't mean you guys should accept anybody, you know. And
Okay, okay, facts. I agree with that. Solid
you
point.
know and I
Um,
think if there's enough bids that come in, I think you just look at all of them, and I think the main thing is seeing what are these teams going to do, what are these owners going to do, because when you buy a club, you also need the money to then buy players, or else the fans will go crazy. They'll be like, you just bought us, new ownership, and we only spent 100 million in the transfer window. That's what it's going to be like if new owners come in and they don't do what the fans want immediately. They're going to be like, oh man, this is more the same. They're just trying to buy the club to make money and profit and all this stuff. Um, you guys need transparent owners. And the reality is, if I were you, I wouldn't care where they're from. I think, yes, obviously we want them to have a lot of money. That makes sense. But America, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Qatar, Russia. I guess they can't do Russia anymore because of what happened to Abramovich. But you get my point. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you.
you know, I think the story is going to develop, right? But just give me your thoughts in terms of like the news and what you heard and what
Well, I
what
mean,
stood out to you.
they got like the chief editor, of like Qatari, posting the Man United logo, and
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
so
they're
to
trolling.
me, you think they're just trolling, bro? Like they got them.
I'm
I'm
joking.
like, I'm like, how else do people want me to like respond? Like they're posting the logo of
Well, the
pop culture's, biggest club in England.
what,
So
what's weird about that though is okay. You know what? Maybe I'm going to play a little skeptical here.
right,
What is weird is if you're doing that during negotiations, all that's going to do is raise the price because now you set an expectation to the fans, like, "Hey, we're going to buy your club," and then Glazers will say, "Okay, you really want to buy the club?"
right,
It's like another
yeah.
500 million. So I don't know.
I just think people are taking note, bro, and taking notice. Eric Ten Hag and his club look very very exciting, like you just said. They look like the next best thing, for 5 or 6 years. It looks like it's
Yeah,
going to be in Man United, right?
yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to buy a club like that
But
and
but the
then
flip
fund
side,
them?
I get that, Jay. But then the flip side is okay. You guys are having a great season. That's just going to cost you guys more money. That's the Glazers are going to set a higher price as a result. That's just kind of what it is,
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's
Well,
I,
anything to get them out the door, bro. That's where we got to
yeah,
start because we could have got players that I wanted, already, but the Glazers were tweaking, man. They
yeah.
want to do it their way.
So yeah, I mean, I think the biggest question here is like, are these the guys? Is this going to happen? I think the biggest question is this going to happen this season, or is this transfer going to happen this summer? Because if you guys wait another window to sell the club, I'm telling you, your summer's not going to look good. So, I mean, in
I
your thoughts, like, what do you think is going to happen?
I think it needs to happen right now.
Yeah,
No more of this. Let's see. Like we know we need ownership, right? The Glazers don't want it anymore. We don't want them. We're at that agreement. The next best thing is what? A lot of money.
yeah,
it's,
and it's a lot of
just,
money, Jay.
it's a lot of
Like,
money, bro. It's just that simple. And you're playing in a league right now where it's like an arms race. Every club is getting major players.
yeah.
Especially City. They're like the cream of the crop right now. Arsenal have great
E-
players. Like it's like you have to match that. You
Bro,
have to match that.
even some of the smaller teams, like they're spending 30-40 million on players. Anana
We,
wasn't cheap from
bro,
Everton. Like,
Chelsea, like what they had a record transfer window. Like like we have to compete with that, bro.
yeah,
Ty got a large payroll over there. We need a large payroll too, and I'm taking the royal family, man. I want that money. I want that
okay,
bread.
okay.
Pay me that man. Yeah.
Well, listen, it would be if it did go through, it would be a very interesting summer for you guys, and obviously an interesting season in 2023, 2024. So, but yeah, hopefully that's all the news. I know again we were out for a while, but hopefully we caught up on everything. Um,
I mean, I'm with some stuff like Gakpo got his first goal, Liverpool 2
yeah,
0
yeah.
and Klopp looks like he's gonna stay. He's very committed with the club and the squad,
You know
so
what, Jay? We're kind of
that's
hating, right?
huge.
No, no, we're kind of hating because we talk about Liverpool every time they lose, but then they just won, and we don't say anything. It's kind of
No,
crazy.
that's why I said I gotta give him some shouts. Like I
Yeah,
saw it, I peeped him
but
over there. Salah
they
on the scoring board too.
they
I
get
see
20 they
y'all.
get 20 seconds of the podcast. Whatever. No, but with that, listen, you can find all of our content, everything that we do on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at the Best of Rivals. You can find this entire podcast basically everywhere, including YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts at the Best of Rivals podcast. Jay, um, good luck in the rest of the Europa League. You know, in some ways, I do want you guys to win, so you guys play more games, and as a result, drop points in the league. But that's just my hidden agenda. Um, and yeah, we'll probably talk this weekend. And episode 60, baby, we are out.
Deuces.